using Facebook, and not just Facebook, Facebook groups. So using Facebook groups to generate money and income is probably the #1 fastest way you'll get there. Hi everyone, so what specific social media tools can you use to raise private finance? I'm talking about this a lot recently at the moment because, and how basically. I'm talking about this a lot at the moment because I'm just putting together a little package to help people raise other people's money, OPM, private finance. Massive thing in property. If you're in property, you generally run out of money when you keep on buying houses. No matter how good your buy refurb remortgage strategy is, you will run out of money. So raising private finance is quite a key component if you want to accelerate your journey and grow. It's a key component in any business, not just property, being able to raise funds and finance and fund what you want to do. Most businesses, there is a few that can grow organic, but they're more unicorns. Most businesses, from Google to Tesla, all the big businesses you'll know, even down to a smaller size where I was at, need some sort of form of funding. You know, so don't see many people buying properties cash. They use the bank as a form of funding, but also getting private funding to fund your deposits and to fund your growth beyond what you can save and beyond what you can earn and beyond the cash that you can generate is a massive tool to move forward. So what is the social media tools you can use to do this? And the social media tool is the one we're on right at the moment, and that is Facebook. Using Facebook, and not just Facebook, Facebook groups. So using Facebook groups to generate money and income is probably the #1 fastest way you'll get there. I'm not saying it's fast. I'm not saying everybody has different results. Results are not typical. So depending on your background, your knowledge, your experience, your courage, the amount of effort you put in, there's loads of variables. But the fastest way you will do this, barring none, even if you're in a good position already, even if you're raising funds, you'll accelerate what you're doing if you start documenting your journey using Facebook. But the thing with using Facebook or social media, Instagram, LinkedIn, is you've got to attract and draw in and get the eyeballs on you with followers. So the most powerful method of this is finding groups and communities that you can go into and start contributing and adding value and communicating, answering questions and speaking to people, because them groups are already formed and you can find the exact groups that are relevant to what you want to do. So if you're into property investing, you can find property investor groups. If you're into ketogenic diet and keeping fit, you can find ketogenic groups. It's narrowed down to congregations of direct people that's interested in what you're interested in. The art behind marketing is attract the people that are going to buy from you and are interested in what you do and repel the rest. You don't want to be a blanket. You can't appeal to everybody. So what you want to be, and how many of you have been out places, or maybe on your personal page you talk about property, you talk about investing, and your friends are like coming back and going, oh, it's risky at the moment, look at the markets, and they're like, the biggest advice that people say to you is never take advice from somebody that's never done it, or advice from the people in the pub saying, well, I'll tell you what to do when cryptocurrency comes in, I'll tell you what to do with the property market, but they've done nothing themselves. There's not criticism on anybody, but ultimately you want advice and be around like-minded people, because not everybody's got the same sort of mindset, and it is quite a lonely journey. So it's quite important to be surrounded by the right people, and the easiest way you can find them, network events are great, but you might like there's a few property network events around here when we're not in COVID and we're not in lockdown. You might, even on the online ones, 40, 50 people turn up, and yeah, you have a chat. You could chat to 2 or 3 of them. The power with going into communities and doing videos, doing content, chatting with people is, some of these groups have got 30, 35,000 people, members in there already specifically hold their hand up to say, yes, I'm interested in property. So they're really powerful places to really start having these congregations and directly being in front of the type of people that you're interested in. If you do regular content, without a shadow of doubt, and you keep with it at least a year. A lot of people, this is where they foul foul, I'm not sure which way you say that, but this is where a lot of people foul, is they don't keep consistent with it for a consistent amount of time. They drop off after, I don't know, they drop off after 3 videos because they didn't get many views. This is a new channel for me, and this exactly demonstrates example of what I'm saying. If I'd done this video in one of the groups, I probably might get off the end of it and have 200, maybe maybe 1,000 views. Some of them in these groups, I'm getting like 3,000 views in. But on your own page, this is what I'm saying, this is a tool going into groups. On your own page, this one's a fairly new one, and I've not done much activity in here, so I've not got much, the algorithms ain't picked up from Facebook, so they hold it back. They want me to boost it, and if you do boost it, it's a no-go, because once you boost it once, the algorithms know you're willing to pay, so they just keep on restricting your post. But it can be disheartening that you don't get nobody turn up to watch it, or you don't get many views on it, and you think, people just give up at that point. But that's a blessing in disguise also, because most people I see are fearful from doing videos and starting up with their content. So at the front end, what you want to be doing is going into the communities in these groups and slowly asking questions, doing things like communicating, giving back value, asking questions, posting the posting the odd bits of value stuff, and practicing around, and then in the background doing the videos on your personal page, because not many people will see it. You know, at the time of doing this, there's not a lot of people that follow this page because it's a fairly new one and I've not put much effort into it, so nobody's on here as I'm actually recording now, and a few people popped in and out, so a lot of people get disheartened. But imagine if you're doing your first videos, this is absolutely a blessing and fantastic, because you can do it while your audience is small. You start getting used to being in front of camera, start being used to seeing this little live in the top left hand corner of your screen, and start practicing while the audience is small. And then as you pick up momentum, as you get better, then your audience slowly grows, and so does your skill at doing it, because you get comfortable. And everybody starts off uncomfortable, pretty much everybody, not everybody. You've got the odd unicorn, he's always getting an exception of the rule, but most people will start off uncomfortable in front of the camera. So you're better off starting in your own groups, in small groups behind the camera, getting practice and familiar with that. So as your confidence grows with that, which it will, anything you do consistently, your confidence and your skill will grow. You know, can't remember, I think Rob Moss says this all the time, every master starts a disaster, you know, and it's true, you know. Nobody really starts at some people start off some skills where they're pretty good at, but nobody starts off at mastery level, you know. And some people have a natural ability to start. Some people are natural on these videos and these cameras. I certainly wasn't, but it wasn't until I started practicing every single day, and after a while your audience grows. The hard thing for me now is my audience grows inside the groups, and inside my other group page, check me out in the remote property investing group if you're not in there. My audience has grown there, but for me to go back to going down to do hardly any views on these again, you feel a bit disheartened, and is it really worth doing them? Of course it is, because you have to persevere through them stages all the time. So yeah, the number one tool you can use is Facebook. Like, all the groups are good, LinkedIn, Facebook, your personal page, but if you go into Facebook groups, you can find congregations of direct people that are interested in the same thing you're interested in. And even business groups are really good, especially if you're looking for investment, because in the business group, you won't find as many other property investors, but people with money that's interested in property. So if you go in there adding loads of values and giving back value, don't go into these groups and say, yeah, I've got this deal, who wants to buy it? Yeah, you want to invest in me, you want to lend me some money on this return. You might get the odd person that holds their hand up, but the likelihood is your longevity of that will be very much shorter, and the overall amount you'll get will be a lot less, even if you get anything. That's if you got anything. But you just go out, give out value, show people what you're doing, show how credible you are, become an investable investor. So this is what putting together at the moment, the investable investor packs, to train people how to get over the videos fears, how to present to investors. It's taking them through a process, and once you get through that process, it's then getting them into into a point of trust. And the best point of trust is people seeing you on videos, consistently seeing what you're up to, documenting your journey. So hope you found that useful. Hope you get out there, start doing videos, get in the groups. Even if you don't do videos, start communicating, ask questions, showing up. And seriously, you'll see the power behind this little tool, what they call groups and communities on Facebook. This is why I think Facebook is by far the best place to start what you're doing. Different strategies and different types of people and different types of markets, if you're not in property, are suited to different platforms. Good place is LinkedIn for investors, to be fair, but that said, trying to get in front of the audience on LinkedIn is a lot more difficult, you know, than going into these groups. So that's why these groups are the best place to start. And also, once you start doing your content, if it's good in these groups, you then repurpose it into your page, into your LinkedIn page, and you can take them videos you've recorded there, or these contents you've recorded, and put it on them pages. And hopefully what a lot of people do is they follow you out from them pages into your out from them groups onto your personal pages. The first thing they do is they click on your personal page, see you have all your LinkedIn pages, all your other groups and your pages and your business pages in there, and they follow you across. So I hope you found that useful, guys. Look out, we're going to be putting out a new product. It's all about being an investable investor, how to raise finance, how to raise 7 figures in finance using videos, using proposals, all the different tips, all the negotiation tips. Look out for that. We're putting it together in a package that'll be coming soon. But remember, guys, if you're scared of video, you've got to evolve into this, because this is the future and this is the way the world is actually rolling at the moment. I can't believe I just said rolling, but yeah, this is the way it rolls. I'll go with that again. So if you don't evolve your ideas, you're never going to live on your own terms. So evolve your ideas, live on your own terms, and have a fantastic day, everyone.